Gosh, am I live? Man, that was crazy. I don't know if I'm live yet. Hold on, folks. It has been a rough morning. Could not get connected. Hmm. Can you guys hear me? Anybody there? Trying to relog into my Google account. So, all right. All right, maybe it's working. I'm gonna go on that assumption. We're gonna see if this thing goes. All right, thank you for joining me. Assuming that you can hear me. I apologize for the delay. It's been an hour here trying to get through a Google problem. I hope you heard me. So God bless you today. Thank you for joining me. Let's switch on the scenery. All right, so here we go. Here is our trade today. Actually, we did have a lion trade this morning, right when I was trying to get started and get connected. Beautiful breakout upward into our target right away on the natural gas contract. So, tell you what, give me a second. I'm gonna check my stream health and I'll be right back. We are gonna check to see if my streaming is good. View stats. Yeah, all right. I think it's going now. Good, I think it's going. All right, let's bring this back. Thanks again, folks. Okay, so we are trading the Lion system now. I've added a new indicator to the Lion system, and this is the order flow component. And we're going to take a look at order flow. The bottom here, the sub panel, is a unique order flow mechanism, algorithm that is going to help get us more guided momentum trades, and that's what we're looking for with scalping. Order flow, delta leads the price. So we're going to see where people are aggressively attacking price, and order flow is one way to do that, and it's we're going to take a look at it. So I've got it on my charts here. It's this sub-paneled indicator, basically. When we're above the midline, we see buying pressure, and when we're below the midline or decreasing, we see selling pressure, and that's a good indication. It's going to help us get some trades. Let's take a look at one, for example, the one that I took this morning. So the buying pressure had been basically flat for the morning. I had been selling, it's all been selling. We did see a good spike in buying pressure occur here. Went down a little bit, but the upward move went strongly into the entry price. So the green histogram bars are the delta, and they're above the average, and that is buying pressure that we like. So that's when I went long. I went long 10 contracts, so pulled in $1,000 trade on that position. Let's take a look at where it might help us to filter out a trade. Now this was traded even though we didn't hit our oversold level. That's another important point. So I definitely did not hit that. So this was a reaction based on order flow. So one of the lion criteria is that we look for hitting these price bands, this lower band for oversold. But with the price action here, where we're just we're looking at a reversal of momentum. So the momentum is going upward during this time, but price was going downward. Momentum is upward here, price was going downward, and this would have been a good buy signal right here. We're looking at buying that level as we're above the red line, and that would have been a good trade as well. I wouldn't have been a buyer here, for example. The momentum is down and the price is down. Don't have any reason to be a buyer here. So that would be a breakout, that would be a losing trade. So some good information there. Let's take a look at the crude market here today. We got crude, we have live cattle just opened up. So again, we're seeing a decrease in momentum, decrease in order flow, and the price is just kind of rising a little bit during that period. So I wouldn't be interested in buying yet. This is a buy dot. We are oversold. The tendency histogram is up. The buy dot would be here, the buy level. We're going to need to see order flow agree with that buying idea. We're going to have to see order flow go up here. I'm expecting price to drift lower as order flow increases. That's a really good indication that the direction will change. So we're going to keep an eye on that for live cattle. How does it look for copper? So here's an interesting copper trade. We just went oversold in copper down here, but look at that order flow. It was already above the average line and increasing when we were going down. That could give us confidence to enter long right at the Leto channels, which would have captured the bottom of that. But we'll keep that in mind. We do see order flow going down in this area, but price was increasing generally. So it would have given us perhaps a chance to scalp in this region, a break below the 100, break down in this area, giving a more dynamic approach to our trade. So, all right, let's take a look at silver today. Silver is not doing much. It was overbought here. But there was buying pressure, kind of neutral. Going short here would have been a challenge. We're still up. The price, the order flow dropped down briefly right in this area, and recovered quite quickly, went back positive. So I probably would have really second guessed a short here. Would have really thought hard about that. So we broke down into our sell price. Let's expand that out a little bit. That's our sell level. But order flow, the red line is above zero. The histograms are generally above zero. And a good reversal pop upward here. Let's see if I can put on a local cursor. So right before the entry bar, this bar up here, we had a buying pressure candle. You see that? That would have given me pause. Would have given me pause to go short there. This one also probably would give me pause. Now both of them turned out to be winners. We did hit target on both, although there was a little trepidation there, right? A little back and forth. Take a look at gold. All right, well, gold was certainly going south while price was rising into the overbought area. We see a push up in order flow, quickly reverses out of that. Once we hit our overbought situation, order flow drops off precipitously, right? And that could have been a good short right in this area. Here's a trend trade that's just set up for us. Order flow is going up, price is going up, and even though we were overbought, that could have been a good long trade on a trend trade. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep an eye on the order flow as well as our traditional lion system. See how that all comes together. Again, I used it this morning and I did have a good trade, a winner on the classic reverse into the mean lion trade. Now the Russell is setting up for a trend short here. We have order flow plummeting. We have a tendency histogram that's showing going south. We could trade 14 contracts to risk our $300. So I'm going to go short with 14. All right, so we are short with 14. We're going to see where the target is. Our stop is up here, so we'll put a stop above there. In a minute or so, we will have our target. I'll just put one down here. In the meantime, it's going to be right around that area. Order flow is certainly negative. Now, I don't normally take trend trades. The volatility band, our Leto channels is showing we still have room to go down here. There's the target. So we still have a lot of room to the downside. Order flow is weakening a little bit here. But we're already hitting some good numbers. Order flow is popping upward. Going to move our stop to break even. Order flow is continuing down. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. All right, so we hit our target. That was good for. So we are 2 for 2 today. $10.50 per trade. Let's go $11, right? Times or $10 times 14 contracts. So that was a gain of $140 roughly. All right, order flow is continuing south, and that's fine. Let it go. Look at that. Interesting, huh? Order flow peaked. Order flow peaked here and then dropped off pretty strongly underneath its average. Right here, we see it definitely was below its average and it started going south. Good information on a breakdown there. Went right back to the 100 line. Could have been a nice setup, but there is no lion sell dot here. Important to notice. Okay, that was our Russell trade. Now, how does the micro NAS look? Nothing overbought, oversold. The market has been weirdly quiet at the opens lately. We did have some big news come out at 8:30. There was a series of news events. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, so quite active morning. Jobless claims, PPI final, retail sales, Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index, Empire State, and then Jerome Powell spoke. So we've got a good amount of news that's fueling a move. 10 o'clock, we had just about 13 minutes ago, we had that. We do come into a natural gas report in a few minutes. About 16 minutes away from a natural gas report. Take a look now. Let's go back and start with our micro Bitcoin. Bitcoin took a little bit of a hit overnight. So here's an interesting divergent situation. Price is plummeting downward, but order flow is rising pretty solidly. And right here, we do get into the oversold area and potential buy situation right as we break out above the 90-10 line. Could have gotten us to the midline. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Coming into, this is the natural gas. There's crude. Here's an example. This is overbought. Well, we didn't really have a good sell dot on Lion, but the market here at 9 o'clock really crushed it, went north. Uh, the buy pressure was there. There was no sell pressure before that. You can see that this is all buy pressure. Makes me hesitant to do any kind of short out of this overbought region. And smart move. Buy pressure really came in. Did drop off solidly after that up and down volatility. This is a touch into the overbought area. With falling order flow, that would have been a strong sell dot right there. Lion system did hit target here. Now, even if you had missed the initial thrust, the price did on the next bar retrace up into that sell area, that sell price. Could have been a really good limit order entry there for you. Let's keep an eye on the market there and see if we can get on the next one. All right, so we have got a the average order flow is up. We are at our entry price here. This again is the live cattle market. So let's go ahead. We can risk one contract is our risk. We are long, and we're going to target that simple fib level and see if order flow continues to push us upward. Clear that down. Horizontal line. I'm going to switch over to gold while we're waiting for that to develop. Rejection of the 100 here on this order flow bump downward led to a rising order flow. Certainly could have given us reason to go on a trend trade long. Something to keep in the back of our minds here. All right, so we're a little bit in the money on our live cattle trade right now. Oh, that's looking good. We're almost at target. Almost at target. Target was hit. All right. So we are out of live cattle with a win. $130 trade, a scalp in live cattle. Gosh, so what do we got? We've got live cattle win. I had a natural gas winner. We had a Russell 2000 winner on a trend trade. Russell's still kind of moving down, although look at our reversal in order flow. Good to know. So we're 3 for 3. Yesterday was a rough day. Just could not get on the right side of the market. Good news is we were only down 1R, 1R multiple. So you're going to have good days and bad days, in case nobody told you that. And I'm here to tell you that. And we had a bad day yesterday, but only down 1R multiple on a bad day is a good outcome. It's a good thing. Mm. How is crazy silver doing? Well, it's still in a buy mode. Still in a buy mode, generally speaking. We do have a tendency coming up that's mostly upward, meaning that price is going to expected to be above the 100 going forward. We do see it touching the 100 on average in these areas, so I'm not too convinced on the tendency. All right, let's switch over the gold market. We are overbought, strongly overbought in gold. Price has gone sideways, I would say. It is rising on falling order flow. Sell pressure is here. So when we get a sell dot in this location, it could be a one we jump on. All right, well, tendency is showing negative. We certainly have a good amount of order flow northward. Uh, a trend trade is possible right here. I'm not too excited about the tendency for a market sell-off, so let's hold off on that. Target was achieved on our short trend trade in the Russell. Did $140 or so on that guy. Mr. Nasdaq is sideways today. Start again on our hunt. We're going back to the micro Bitcoin. Ah, hold on a moment. Weak. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to tweak a view here. We'll get back to our trading in a moment. I'm not able to pull up my chat interface. That is a pain in the neck. Can't see if you guys are joining me or not. Yeah, all right. So we are still connected. That's good. Just not seeing the chat interface. All right, well, it is what it is, guys. Let's go back and pull up our markets. Has been a technical challenge Thursday. So thanks again, guys. Thank you for being patient here. We've done a lot of live presentations of the trading room of the Lion system. This is the first time I've run into a technical issue. Lucky me, right? All right, well, there's our sell dot in the gold. Order flow is downward. So this is a pretty substantial short position. That would be right here at 3204 even in gold. We could risk 4 of our contracts on the micro gold. So let's try that. Go short, sell stop at that. I'm at 3308, so I'm a little bit south of. There we go, 3204. You can see our order flow is downward. Hmm. Strongly overbought. Tendency is still negative. There is a chance for it to be touching the 100 at this point in time. When the tendency histogram goes back and forth around the 100, that means that it's touching the 100. It's going above it, below it, it's going through it. And we're so far above it right now that it certainly means touching it would be a great trade. And we've got $7 between us and the 100 at this point. Gold doesn't give it up easy. think target would be in this vicinity. Just gotta briefly run around some of the markets. Live cattle short worked out well. Ah, there we go. There's a good one. Well, we're not overbought yet. It's the one limiting factor on the copper trade. MGC, we are overbought now. We're rising price on steady or falling delta. So delta volume might be a new concept for you if you haven't traded order flow before. So delta volume is the number of contracts traded above uh, the prior tick, or so if the tick moves up, that volume, that transaction volume is counted as buy pressure. Now, if the tick moves down on a transaction and that transaction volume or contract count is counted as a sell pressure. So it's an aggressive attack of the bid or the ask. And we're looking for that kind of pressure, that aggression to come in and sweep into our short position. So you can go higher on falling delta. You can go higher because it's a very light weight. It's a very minor amount of contracts being traded long, as opposed to somebody who comes in aggressively and sells many contracts. So the delta could be negative during a rise in price, but this will rising, or that contradictory move is a fake out. Rising price on a negative delta means that bigger guys are short. Gives us reason to go short. Hmm. All right, we're still waiting to get short here in micro gold. 4 contracts going short. We do have a new short price. I'm going to move that up. Now we're at a little bit higher, going short at the 3204.3. Let's see if gold cooperates. Delta is still downward. So delta is the difference between the buying pressure and the selling pressure. Hmm. Well, copper was a good looker. Good trade there. We didn't hit overbought, but the delta did indicate a good solid short there. Yeah, I'm just not seeing much action in gold right now. It's found a little support. Delta seems to be a little sideways here. Hmm. Not the conviction strength that I was hoping for. Right, we might get short here any moment. We got Delta moving in now, so we are filled. We are short. Put our buy stop loss above that swing high. Gotta find out what our target comes in at. Should be right around here. Delta is really going strongly downward. All right, there is both targets. We'll stick right here in the middle. So we are short gold, 32.043. All right, we're getting near target here, folks. Let's hold on. Move stop to break even in case we have a snapback. All right, another win. A win for the Lion system with the help of our order flow indicator. All right, Gold, you snap back if you want, but you're not going to get me. Beautiful. All right, guys, we're 4 for 4. It's 10:37 in the morning. Wow, that's a good move in natural gas after the report. 10:30, we had a gas report right on that big, right in this area. So not much there. We're not overbought, oversold. Delta is rising, but we are in a area of expectancy downward. It's got a conflicting signal there. Well, if you're joining me today and you're new, thank you so much for joining me. Uh, we trade the Lion system. Lion system is available. You can purchase it if you like. I'm happy to have you do that. Visit my store at store.sbgtradingcorp.com. You can see it right here in the top of the chart. I would be honored to have you as a client. Now, not only do I trade, but I also am a NinjaScript developer. So if you are looking to get any sort of custom indicator or strategy developed, I would be honored to give you a quote. We could talk about it and get you all set up. I have been developing code for traders since 2003. So happy to say 22 years at work making code for traders. I joined up with NinjaTrader in 2007, maybe late 2006. But I have been a full-time developer actually for Ninja since the beginning, February of 2008. It's when I met Ray Doe, and we were the fifth. I was the fifth NinjaScript developer in their ecosystem. And they've probably got hundreds now. But I've been around, so I can help you get your system set up if you like. We take it from start to finish for you. And that includes everything from a simple tweak. If you have an existing indicator and you just want like an audible alert added to it or some sort of visual alert added to it, that we can do. So no project's too small, all the way up to full system development. Wow, huh? Gold hit our target and said, that's enough. We were just a couple ticks in the money, a couple ticks beyond our target. So powerful, powerful trade there on our gold short. We're not here to hit a grand slams every day. We're here to get little base hits. All right, we're overbought in gold again. Delta is neutral-ish, but it is putting in some, it's growing a little bit to the downside. Russell has a little trend trade setting here. We took a trend trade short earlier, and that worked out nicely. This one's a bigger target, so this swing moves the target down to here. I consider myself blessed if I get one trend trade in on a move. I'm real reticent to do two trend trades. Had you gone short here, my recommendation was to go on a break-even stop right after the first candle closes completely below the entry. So if you had done that, you probably got a break-even trade because we didn't hit target and it did move above the entry price. So NASDAQ is just not a volatile morning. It is sideways. I think they're digesting a lot of that news. So trend might occur, might pick up in the afternoon. Still not oversold in natural gas, so we'll hold off. Order flow is rising. How is micro Bitcoin? Live cattle. Well, we got 4 trades today. It's 10:44. We're going to cut this off at 11. 4 wins. Now, I went a little heavier on the natural gas trade this morning because it was a perfect setup. Um, so I was up 3R on that. That trade alone. We've added probably 1, 2, 3, another 1.5, a 1.8 multiple, our multiple in profit. So we're up about perhaps 5R today. Again, my R multiple is 300. So when I say 5R, it's going to be 5 times 300 is our profit. All right, checking my stats, I'm actually up about 4.8. Let's do this. Let me do some math here. Get out my trusty calculator. 4.4 after commissions. So we were down 1R yesterday, and we're up 4.4 today. After that crazy technical headache I had to push through. Got me in way late. Well, the NASDAQ is moving. Didn't make new high today, but it's recovering nicely if you're sitting on any equities that are in NASDAQ. Hopefully you're having a good week. So I'm running the trade room Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 until 11. I would be honored to have you join me again next time. Tuesday, what is that? The 20th of May. My goodness, May is just pushing through. Tuesday, the 20th of May. That's our next meeting. Assuming I can get my my YouTube channel to work. I think I just killed something. No, I guess not. All right. Well, in a minute or two, we will get a sell dot right here at this low on the gold contract. Natural gas, you might see this as a short trend trade, but we don't have a lot of distance to the 90-10 line. Leto channels is based on a statistical scientific approach to calculating overbought, oversold. This 90-10 line right here, the top of this channel area, tells us that only 10% of the time does price exceed that price, that distance from the 100 moving average. So in order to get down there, you got to be a 1 out of 10 chance to get down here. And that's just in the last 7 days of history. So when you go short right at that line, you're taking a little bit more of a risk, right? Because you're 1 out of 10 chance you're going to be in profit. So I'm not too excited about going short there. Order flow is upward. Price is horizontal, and order flow has risen even through this downturn. So I'm not going to go short at that level. That's what I'm trying to get at, I guess. Now here's a trend trade. I wouldn't have, the order flow, the red line is below the midline, so it is negative. Um, could have been a good scalp, but again, we're close to the 90-10. The tendency is down, which is good. I think this would have been a better short right here. So right when we hit this level, we had good push through. It went from up positive order flow to negative. So going short right here would have been a good trend trade. Tendency was downward. We had more distance to the Leto channels, and target was hit right here. So that is where target was hit. All right, NGC. NGC is still looking negative. I got a new sell dot, like I mentioned, came in right there. MYM. Could be a long trend trade with the exception of tendency is still negative. If you do take this trend trade, I would do it very small size. It's recommending 14 total for a $300 risk. So maybe a third of that, so about 5 contracts could be taken. Since we've got some house money to play with, let's do a 5 contract trend trade here. See that price reacted at that level pretty good though. It's going down. Hmm. Yeah, a tendency is just too negative. Gonna pass on the YM. Let's move over to Russell. Russell has rising order flow on falling price here. So there's a divergence. Nat gas is flirting with that short. Still we have a strong upward delta even though price was falling. So I'm going to say delta is going to lead this charge. I think that this is a bottom getting put in. You don't want to be selling into the bottom, and we're still relatively close to the oversold level. If price dipped down into this area, the oversold level, the 90-10 line of the oversold band, to dip down into here, and the order flow stayed positive, then we're looking at a nice move upward. A tradable move, I should say. Wow, order flow is dead in the crude market. That's micro crude. Live cattle made it to the 100. Again, we're up 4.4 R today, so we made up for our bad day yesterday. Yesterday I tried 2 trend trades in live cattle, and that was just a bad idea. There we go. Uh, this was yesterday's trade, so I went long right at this double top. Not the smartest move. Tendency was up. I didn't have our order flow on, but I would have been encouraged to go long on a positive order flow like that. The market just went back to my stop. My stop was right below that swing. Found some support at the 100 and shot up above my entry. So I went and I got a little aggressive, went long on a retracement down here, and the market just went down to my stop, but not by much. It continued upward and eventually turned into a nice long, but it took me out a couple times. That would have been a pretty good entry. Tighter, tighter to the 100. You want it close to the 100 as possible, but and you don't want it too close to the 90-10 line above you. There's copper. Copper, silver. Here's gold. Gold just never got down to that sell level, and that's fine. We're not trying to make things happen. Again, rising price on Delta, that's weak. Courageous, maybe a little too courageous trader would go short right at that high. Look for another double top. Well, we talked about going long here. I didn't like the tendency. This pin bar is certainly a sell signal, but we are getting up near our target. Had you gone long, looks like you might just have hit it. If you did, congratulations. Not much that I would trade here in the Russell. Micro NASDAQ. Buying, it's positive. Red line is above the midline. Oh, I don't think I turned on my, see if I can connect to Schwab data and we'll see how the equities are before we go today. 11 o'clock. So we're going to be wrapping up our room, guys. So thanks again. Really, I do appreciate it. You guys have been great. Here's a market we look at called Solana. It's a cryptocurrency token. We do not have volume data, so there is no opportunity to, we might have volume data. We could try it. Let's go with templates. Let's see if we can have any sort of volume. All right, 11 o'clock. Market is over, guys. Not much going on otherwise. 4 for 4, and our reward to risk is 4.4. Isn't that odd? I've got a lot of fours today. 4 for 4 on the win rate, and our profit was 4.4 our multiple. Yeah, that was a good long. Found support at the 100, break above here, and we're still going north. Oh, bring up equity. So this is Meta. I do not have volume data. You need tick data to get a meaningful, obviously any sort of delta calculation. So that is not available in NinjaTrader as of today. Did not hit overbought, oversold, so no trade in Meta. Tesla did not hit overbought, oversold. Um, so if you had gone ahead anyway and gone long on a breakout above here, you just didn't hit your target. Going long here, again, you didn't hit your target. This could be a good trade in Meta right now. A full rejection of that low push, and we're going to be targeting the 100 on the way up. Folks, I'm going to wrap it up today. Thanks again, traders. I just wish that God blesses you, continues to bless you. I wish you good things today and tomorrow and the weekend. Email me. My email is ben@sbgtradingcorp.com. Visit my website, sbgtradingcorp.com, or my store at store.sbgtradingcorp.com. Uh, Again, thanks again. All the good things in your life, and we will talk to you on Tuesday. Bye bye now.